So I've been hearing a ton of questions personally being asked to me about when to hire, who to hire, how to hire, yada, yada, yada. And the funny thing is, they're just starting out in their business. Come on. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is David Balgi, and I've been running an online digital agency where, of course, you've heard the claims, but we actually launch online programs for the ultra wealthy. People like Bobby Castro, Sophia Castro, Peter Taunton, Tom McCarthy, all these kind of ultra wealthy entrepreneurs. We run their programs, and they're very impact driven. They're not focused on the revenue creation of things. So anyway, I've been running this for about 5 years, so I've seen the ins and outs of hiring, of firing, of people just asking me those kind of questions. And so this is what I'm going to tell you. When you're first starting out, you need to know the necessary skills before you're able to hire them out. So if you ever read the book, The E-Myth, it talks about this exact concept, where it talks about how people are so swamped into their business that they have to create manuals where they can slowly fire themselves from that position to be able to give it out to someone else to take it over. Now, the problem is these entrepreneurs these days, when they're first starting out, is that they try and hire as soon as possible because they don't know the skill. Now, what I'm going to tell you is it probably is going to sting a little bit, but if you want to actually be successful, you're going to have to understand the skill yourself before you can hire it out. The reason for this is because, let me give you an example. Well, first, before I do that, you have to understand what the skill is to know how you can build the strategy and the vision behind it. Now, here comes the example. So we have a client, right? And let's say I don't understand copy at all. And I hired a copywriter to do the copy, but I don't understand it. So I decided, oh, you know what? It's gonna be best for me to speed up the process and hire it out. So I go to the client and I say, hey, we could build a sales letter, right? We could put 2 different people in it. Now, if you know copy, it's best to not have 2 different characters inside of one sales letter for a funnel, okay? So you say, hey, listen, the client says we want 2 different characters inside of that sales copy. And you as a business owner say, okay, no problem, without even knowing if that's possible or not. Go to copywriter, say, hey, we want 2 characters in this, right? We want X person to talk about this, Y person to talk about that. Copywriter goes and tells you that you can't do that. It's not gonna work because the focus gets taken off of that first person, gets put on the second, and now it's overwhelming for the reader. And now, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go back to the client and you're gonna say, hey, my copywriter told me we can't do this. Now you're gonna look like a fool in front of them. Now that's the simplest example, but when it comes to like talking with clients, you're gonna have to strategize with them and come up with different plans, and you have to know exactly what to do and what to say, right? So for you to hire someone out for your position just doesn't make any sense. Now, this doesn't pertain to every single industry. I'm specifically speaking of the service industry, where we do service-based business for our clients, right? For example, running ads, launching online programs, stuff like that. It's not typical for every industry, right? Obviously, different industries have different things, but when you're first starting out, especially in the service-based industry, as an entrepreneur, you want to learn before you're able to delegate. Now, you might be asking, when do I hire it out? Well, once you start to get a lot of work done, right, and you have the experience, number 1, but number 2, you just don't have enough time within the day to get that fulfillment done, start to hire it out. You build manuals where you're able to give to the people that say, hey, listen, this is what I've done that's successful. Take this and run with it. That is the best method of doing it. That's from the book. A lot of that stuff is actually from the book of The E-Myth, but that's what we've been doing for the past 5 years. And that's what's seemed to really work for us. Right, so go ahead, implement that. Let me know how that was, and I hope it's going to help you, kind of get started on your journey a little bit better. We're actually in the process of hiring. We put out a post for 2 copywriters. We already got 1, so now we're looking for another one. So by the time this video is uploaded, we probably already found another one, and we're going to be at 3. So the team is expanding very fast. Yeah, it's been a while since I posted a video, but I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next one.